Hello everybody, welcome back. Um, Thank you for taking the time to watch my video today. If you're new, my name is Eileen, and for those who are returning, thank you for coming back. Alright, so today I'm going to do a couple of things. I have this new mold that I got on the last haul, and this is a little, like a pencil holder. So we're going to do this one. Rather than doing it in the traditional colors, I think I might do it in like a copper and it's called Mermaid. I think it's kind of like a coral. I have this one. I wasn't sure what this was when I bought it. And when I looked it up, there's two dragons in there. So I just went ahead and I used some of my chameleon powders. And I've gone ahead and painted in the dragons. I'm not going to fill this. This would take too much resin. So I'm just going to fill it part way with some black. And we'll take a look at what that is. And I also thought we may do this little sandal today, so I'm going to color this in as well. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and get started, and we'll have some fun. All right, let's go ahead and start with our Paw Print folder. So I'm going to use Copper Mermaid. I think what I'll do is I think I'd like the outside to be the copper color, and I'm going to use the mermaid to color the little beans, as I call them. So I'm just going to paint the mica in here, and then I'll mix this one in with my resin. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to grab a brush, and I'm going to add the lighter color into all of these cavities. And I'll just put you guys on a little bit of a fast forward while I do that.
You know just what you do to me. Play my emotions like a pair of puppet strings. Did it ever occur to you my heart's more than a toy? Please go easy on me, babe. Send message after message, forward my calls. Next day you hit me back like nothing happened at all. What about all the things you used to say to me? This ain't the way it's supposed to be. And you know I wouldn't do that to you. You know I wouldn't treat you that way, no. I've been running, can't catch up. Oh love.
Okay, let's move on to our little flip-flop here. So I think I'm going to do the same. I'm going to paint it with some micas. I have some different colors here, and then I'll add the resin. So I'm going to mix all the resin at the end, and then we'll pour them. So let me go ahead and get started with this, and I'll do the same as I did last time. If you guys want to watch, I'm just going to put you on a fast forward so that it moves quicker for you.
You know just what you do to me. Play my emotions like a pair of puppet strings. Did it ever occur to you my heart's more than a toy? Please go easy on me, babe. Send message after message, forward my calls. Next day you hit me back like nothing happened at all. What about all the things you used to say to me? This ain't the way it's supposed to be. And you know I wouldn't do that to you. You know I wouldn't treat you that way, no. I've been running, can't catch up. Oh love, what I won't do. Oh, you got me chasing waterfall. Oh, you got me chasing waterfall. All of the times I've been there, times I came through, I'd meet you and
All right, so that's all three of them done up. I'm just going to clean up this one a little bit and then I'll get my resin mixed. Okay, we're back. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from my lighter colors and move to my darker ones and just use the same resin. So I think in the sandal I'm going to use this interference blue from Let's Resin. So I'm going to go ahead and mix some of that in. Oh, I got to open it. It's my first time using. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this to our mica. And we'll mix that in. Normally I would split these out, but I'm just trying something different today. So I want to give that a good mix. It's pretty see-through, so I'm going to add a bit more. All right, I'm just going to give this a good mix. Hey guys, so my audio cut out this section, so I'm just going to do a voiceover. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour this interference blue into the mold. I really like this color, and I do want it to be translucent because I don't want it to want to show it as a sandal and highlight those palm trees and the hearts. So I like that this is still a bit translucent. It's a very pretty color. All right, so we're just going to let that sit. We're going to get some of the bubbles out, and then we will move on to our puppy mold. All right, so look at this pretty color. So this is a copper, and I had mixed it in with that iridescent blue that I had poured into the sandal, and I got this really pretty, it's almost like an eggplant color with the blue iridescent highlights. Very pretty. So we're just going to head and we're going to pour this into each of these cavities. These aren't very deep, so I'm just going to pour a little bit into each one, and I'm going to let it flow, and then I'll come back and I will fill them up. And if I have any resin left, I'm going to do the one that I had put the chameleon powders in. We'll see what we have left when we're done. So I'm just taking my time. I want to be careful not to overfill any of these because these pieces do have to connect together. So if I overfill them, it's going to be harder or more difficult to just fit these pieces together with each other. So I'm just taking my time and adding in, letting it flow, then coming back in and adding a bit more. This color is gorgeous. I hope it's as pretty when it's done. It's just that deep purple. Even though it's called copper, I mean, I certainly think of this as being more purpley with those blue highlights. And it's I keep calling it iridescent blue. It's called interference blue from the Let's Resin. So it looks like I'm probably just going to have enough resin for this piece. I'll have to mix up some more in order to do the chameleon powder piece, which is fine. I'm going to, my next video, I'm going to start after this one is I'm going to try my hand at another coaster, and I'll just mix up a little extra resin and do that piece so that we can unmold them all at the same time when we unmold this one. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and it's going to top each of these up. We're going to get the bubbles out, and then we'll be back to take a look at the finished items. Okay, everything is dried, mostly. They're still a little pliable, but they're dry enough to demold. I love this color, guys. So this was the blue mixed in with the copper color. Now this mold was the one, this is actually supposed to be a couple dragons. This is a soap. This mold is made to make soap in. That's why it's so deep. Um, it's hard to see, and that, it's partially the colors I selected, but it's also in the design of the mold itself. It's hard to make out the details of this. It's just so small. Probably if you were doing it as a soap mold and everything was the same color, it would probably be easier to tell that they're two dragons. But with this pour, it's just difficult to see. Really, what you see is some pretty colors. But there's the head of the one dragon and its tail, and then the purple is the other dragon. And because I think it's because the dragons are so detailed in such a small space, like that has that long plumage tail, and then you have the flower in the center. It's just very difficult to tell what this is without taking a close look at it. I'll try to bring you closer. I don't want to get too close with the go to focus. So let's move over to our sandal, our little thong sandal. This was done with the blue, the interference blue. I wanted to keep it light. Oh, look at that. Those are cute. That's nice colors, nice and summery. If you want to just have this on a tiered tray or something with a summer theme, this would be nice for that. So, just a cute little mold to use. And so let's take a look at our little dog tray here. So, you can see that interference blue coming up through with um, the copper in there. It's a very nice color combination. I would definitely mix these two together again, the interference blue and the copper mica. It gave a nice effect. And so, like I mentioned, these are still a little bit pliable, um, but we're going to go ahead and put it together anyways. Each piece looks good. I don't see any bubbles. Oh, the paw print came out nice. You can see the definition in the paw print with the color I chose there, and this one as well. So I'm going to take this and let's go ahead and piece it together. It's pretty simple. You got the bottom with the pieces into the sides, which piece into the front. I think I'm going to have to probably trim this a little bit because when you pour, it goes up a little higher over those little indents than intended. But once I trim out, I'm just going to give it a little trim, and then these pieces would fit in quite easily. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I got all the little holes trimmed out. It only took me a minute or so. It was very simple. Because it's not quite cured, it trims up very nicely. So now we just gotta put everything together. So these just interconnect with each other. Um, Probably, like right now, I'm not going to use glue because I'm just, it's not quite dry yet, so I want to make sure it's fully cured before I do that. But I'll probably take this apart once it's fully cured, and I'll use a little bit of a glue for you to keep it secure. So I think the best way to get this started is we'll add the sides, and then we'll add the one side, and then we'll add the front and then the back, I think. And it really does fit easily together. This is just me fiddling around. I'm not the best at constructing things. You probably saw that when I was doing my last shelf. Um, but this really does go together easily. I think it's best to lay it down and then just push it on. That way you can see, line up the holes. I found it easiest to put the side that was showing up when you poured towards the inside. And then I'm going to flip it over, and then I'm going to add the back or the front. Doesn't really matter. They're both the same. And I think it's going to be best to flip this over and push it down onto the piece. That way you can see that the holes are secure. Little pieces are secure in the holes. Okay, and let's just flip it over and do the other side. And once that's done, it is put together. This is so cute. I love this. You'd customize it to match the color of your desk or your office, craft room. You have a cute little stand. Easy to make. Didn't take up a whole lot of resin. You could even use your Cricut or put a sticker on here, put your pet's name on it if you wanted to. Okay, here we are outside. I just wanted to show you in the natural light what this looks like. It's beautiful colors, got some sheen to it. Oh, there's my little Rose and dog, next door neighbor's dog Coco, who we're looking after. And there's our puppy Lily and her daddy Sammy. The whole family's out with me today. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me today. Really appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.